Tim froze.
I tricked you. That was so good. That was so good.
Oh my god.
Oh, you guys are idiots. What are you talking about?
I feel like I'm staring into Brian's eyes, but I'm just staring at his face on this
I'm
side
like,
of the computer.
I'm looking at like 3, like, and I look over to you and like professional streamer over here. Like, look at that setup.
It's
oh my
like
god,
I'm on a game show.
it's
I'm
distracting.
looking at 4 squares.
So,
What?
All right, kick it off.
I'm distracted by Scott.
Four with the boys back again
Back.
for the latest episode.
Another one.
Another
We're gonna
one.
start it off with this.
Hit us.
Okay.
If you somehow came across or were given $1 million, and the only way to keep the $1 million was you had to spend it, or else you wouldn't get it. So, like, if the person gave it to you, you were not allowed to keep it. Like, you had to spend it on shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
What would you spend it on, and why?
so I think you have to put like parameters around it. So let's say you have a day, you have a day to spend $1 million. Like the $1 million is gone at the end of the day. If you don't spend all of it by the end of the day, you lose all of it.
Lose
So
all of it or whatever you do spend.
all of it.
Oh,
You
so
have to
whatever you
spend
bought
exactly
with it,
$1
you
million.
lose that too.
So if you bought
Yeah.
a house that was worth like $800,000, that's the only thing you did.
You
Well,
lose that.
let's say nothing actually goes through until the end of the day. So if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna pay off my loan,"
like put
like
a
it
bunch
doesn't-
in a cart.
yeah,
Basically.
you put it in a cart type of thing. So
Yeah,
we'll put
check
that
out.
we'll put that parameter around it just so that like
Oh,
there's something.
boy.
So whoever wants to jump
$1 million
in.
bucks, you got a day to spend it.
Whew.
What are you buying? Why?
The day thing is hard because I'd be like, I'd move, but like you're not gonna move in a day.
I kind of could beat this real quick.
Go ahead.
I just put it in my 4K.
Your 4K?
Your
4K
4K?
TV?
There you go.
401k.
And then take it out.
Your,
next
your
day.
401k, you mean?
You missed a number there.
That's not spending it, though.
Technically, you're putting in something.
No.
No, that's like
No.
putting it in the bank. That's not
That's
that breaks the
That's
rules.
like keeping it. That's basically keeping
Hey,
it.
Yeah.
hey, no
Well,
one,
Christian,
no
alright.
one put the barriers on that yet.
I
Yeah,
said
All right,
you
well,
can't keep
no
it.
401k or bank accounts.
Well, Christian lost
Has to
all
be
his money,
spent.
so up to Scott now.
Christian's already fucking lost. Trying to be smart, he lost $1 million.
He tried to be sneaky for some reason.
All right, I'll go. So the first part I feel like is easy. The first part would be I would pay off all of like my own debt because
Yep.
I don't save it. It's money that goes out, pays off my house, car, whatever's outstanding, pays it off. After that gets tricky because you can go crazy on yourself or you can go crazy helping other people. But when you start helping people, it starts disappearing really fast. So let's say you pay off all your debt and all your debt comes to like for me, we're owning a house and stuff. All the debt comes up to like $400,000 or $500,000. So let's say $500,000 debt free completely. That leaves you with $500,000. So if you start helping other people, are you just saying I want to help these 10 people and then you divide that up and you give them each a percentage? Because if you say like, oh, I'm gonna pay off all these people's houses, if like you pay off 2 people's houses that both owe like $250,000, you've only helped 2 additional people and then it's gone. And then you can't help anybody else. So I feel like when you get money and like even like normal lottery scenarios, it's very difficult when you help other people unless you say everyone, like every family member gets 50,000, every friend gets 20,000. You know what I mean? If you go beyond that, you're like, I'll pay for your car. What if they have different price cars? I feel like it's tricky. So I feel like after you pay off all your debt, you have to find a list of people in your family and friends and give them each a percentage money, the same amount, unless it's like, you know, parents get some, sibling gets some, that kind of thing. After that, I would probably buy like a vacation home, like a really large vacation home somewhere. And then with everyone's bills kind of sort of paid off, instead of buying like cars and random stuff for people or splurging on something ridiculous for myself, buy like a really big vacation home. So now that you have no bills, you can all go to this like nice vacation home and have like this awesome like place to vacation. And that's like literally like $1 million. Like pay off my bills, couple dollars to other people, and then buy like a really sweet like 4-story like vacation home for a couple $100,000 left, and then like live your life after that. Now you have no bills.
I don't think you can buy a 4-story vacation home for a couple $100,000.
I mean, depends. Yeah, okay, maybe the 4-star. I might be thinking like that's like a whole $1 million, but like forget the 4-story. Buy like a vacation home that has like a couple bedrooms type of thing. Like a lake house or something somewhere. that would just be like people can go to. So then you're debt free. All the money you make, you get to keep and spend on yourself after that. And you have like a nice vacation home. You can go with your family and friends and that kind of thing. Because $1 million is not that much money. Like you can't really retire.
No.
You can if you set yourself up right.
Well, yeah, we're talking about
I
spending
guess.
it in a day. We're not talking about like investing and whatnot.
I know.
All right, I'll say that's.
You
I'll
guys
stick
screwed
with.
me over. So
I'll stick with
you
that.
guys.
I'll stick with that answer.
You
Somebody else
get
can
one
go.
chance to redeem yourself, Christian.
All right.
But this
you know what I'm
time,
gonna do?
you
You know what I'm
only
gonna
get
do?
What are you gonna do?
You know what I'll
800,000.
do? What Scott didn't try to say? I'll pay all you guys' loans.
Well,
get
I
you
tried to
guys
say
out of
that,
debt.
but then my loans are way
Nope,
more
nope. Don't take backs.
than Tim's loans.
Yeah,
Oh
I have
yeah,
like
that's true.
I'm in debt. Like my car payment is the only thing.
Yeah, like
that
I'm
I
in debt
have.
like
I have no student
$400,000.
loans.
Tim's not.
I'm at nothing. I'm at like I owe like I don't know, maybe a couple thousand on my car, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
That's all I have.
and I'm not saying that that's bad, but I'm saying that's where it becomes difficult because then if
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
put like a number on it, like if you gave Tim 50,000, you gave me 50,000, he might benefit more from it right away, but then it's still
Mhm.
even. So that's what's hard when you say you're gonna pay all of somebody's
Alright.
something.
Well, I wasn't finished with the
Yeah, you
rest of
wasn't
it.
fucking finished, Scott.
So
Leave
pay
him
you guys,
Not a lot.
pay all you guys' loans.
Okay,
Get myself a home,
nice. You
and
should have
then
started
donate
with
the
that.
rest to needy foundations or cancer stuff like that.
Mm,
Super descriptive on the last one, but that's fine. You can giving
A
it away.
needy
Is, you're not
foundation.
keeping it, so that's fine. That's a good answer. I would say you should switch your 1 and 2 though. Get yourself a home. Don't worry about us. Treat yourself first.
yeah, get yourself the home first, homie.
Treat,
Yeah, but
treat
I'm good.
yourself.
I'm not in-
I'd rather have you guys out of debt, and then we can start raising
Well,
up board with the boys
I'm not in debt.
to the
so I'm
next
good.
level.
All right, well just
I'm pretty
give
much
Tim's
debt-free.
money to me and Brian,
Yeah, like a
then-
couple thousand.
and then take the rest and buy yourself an even better home. There you go.
And then we could definitely go to like more concerts in the future. That's what I'm thinking. You know, the future for us.
I'm just gonna buy like a concert venue.
Buy a DJ. Just straight up buy a DJ.
See,
Buy
I would
Skrillex.
want to invest in something. I would want like a house. I don't know if I want a house though. Honestly, even like being able to afford a house, I don't know if I want a house. So like, but like $1 million in a day, you can't really like buy an apartment in a day. I
You
don't
can
know.
buy a lot of apartments.
I
You can't really
like,
buy
an
buy an
apartment.
actual
Yeah, you
apartment. I
can-
guess
you
like
can-
I would
buy
say
the apartment.
I would say
is like,
for apartment you could say like I'm gonna like give the owner a year's
Rent
worth of
out-
apartment rent or
rent
something.
out
Yeah, I
like
guess.
1,000
You know what I mean?
because I don't
apartments
know if
to
like
somebody.
I feel like I don't want to commit to one house. I feel like I want to like be able to move if I want to. So I
Yeah.
don't know if I would buy a house, but maybe a house. Because even at the house, maybe a house, maybe because then I could
Well-
with that kind of money I could buy the actual house and then sell it.
And then you could
So I wouldn't have
you
debt.
could do stuff to
All right,
it.
so that wouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I'd probably like buy a house, nothing too crazy though, just something like a couple $100,000 house, nothing crazy. I don't really need a new car. Maybe just do some small stuff here and there for car stuff extra, but that can be at the end, whatever left over. Probably help some people out, definitely, like you said, like some of my good closest friends, family, stuff like that. I would want to try to some kind, like I said, kind of invest some kind, either in like stuff that I want to do, like projects we have, like Bowl with the Boys, or some other side stuff. Maybe like try to buy some more property that we could use as something, kind of like warehouse or office space or something
Ooh.
that could be
I was actually gonna say that, suggest it to you guys.
Yeah.
That's a good
something
answer.
like
That's a
that.
good answer.
some kind of, or maybe a little bit in the stock market if that counts, a little bit of investing kind of deal.
See, the only reason I wouldn't go into the stock market is because I don't know enough about it.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either. But
So I would say
I,
so investing in stuff, I would say in this example where it has to be spent in a day, stocks don't count because you still own the stock and you're not actually
Right.
spending
Crashes.
you're not spending the money. So I'm not saying like if we're talking just like you won $1 million, that's different.
Yeah.
I would say investing is good, but I would say in this example, I don't think stocks would count in this like grocery cart example.
yeah. I
Just if
guess.
we're staying in these parameters.
You know what's messed up? Tim didn't say he's gonna pay you guys debts.
I
Well, he
said
said-
help friends and family.
Well,
out.
yeah, he just didn't specify that we weren't his close friends.
He's like, I'm gonna owe all that money I owe for Brian,
he kept
Scott.
he kept it
I owe
vague.
Scott
He kept
money.
it vague on purpose so that he
I'll
like,
pay all my debts that I owe to Scott.
That's
I stopped
already
giving-
a couple $100,000 right there.
Yeah.
That's like a whole mill right there.
So I'm all set. Yeah. So if somebody pays Tim and then Tim pays me, I'm all set. I don't need the rest.
Scott's good for life.
I don't know. I feel like
That's good. That's
I still
good.
would have a decent amount left over though.
Would bitcoins count?
Yeah, it's because you still own it. You own the value in it, whether it fluctuates or not. Like in the stocks, it's still something you own. I'm not saying that again. Not saying that's bad if like you have investments if you win money. But like in this example, we're trying to stay in the parameter of like like the money is no longer yours. Like if you buy a house, you have it in equity, but you don't own the money. You know what I mean? Like a stock, you own the physical like stock. Yeah, like
And
you
the
have to
house is
spend them.
something
Like Christian
you
said,
actually
donate.
use.
Donate counts because you're like the money's going away.
Yeah,
Which
you don't
that's
get any return.
yeah,
on
that's
that.
that's a really good answer too. Donate. None of us said
Yeah.
that. Well, Brian didn't
Oh, I
answer.
got some-
Brian didn't answer.
I got some left
So-
over too.
Brian's
Go ahead.
All right,
Go ahead,
finish
Tim.
up.
No,
Go ahead.
you keep going. I can.
He'll noodle on
my,
it.
My,
So-
my remainder.
He'll noodle on it. So
What is a noodle on?
Yeah, you'll noodle on the ideas.
What?
You'll
What
noodle
does
on
that
it.
mean?
You'll think about it
So
with your
That's
noodle.
not a
my
thing.
I sort of have had some time to think about this a little bit. So obviously pay off my house, right? That's the first one.
Yeah.
And then to sort of invest it for the future, I would buy like 3 or 4 other houses, $200,000, ish, whatever. Rent them all out.
Yep.
And then every month I'd be making, plus money for 4 or 5 different houses.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah,
But
that's solid,
if we're
that's solid.
talking like lavish lifestyle, obviously, I would live like, buy a house for me, buy a house for my mom, dad, and then buy a nice car or something.
See, this is
Or
okay.
I don't know, just maybe just pay off this house and then give it to my kid when she grows up or something.
I'm saying because you bring up a good point there when you said switch to like lavish lifestyle. So I feel like there's an interesting divide that people like go on either side of. Is that in your example where you pay off your house and then you buy other houses and you're getting rent from those houses, depending on what they are and the rent you're getting, the rent might cover exactly what you make in your day job. So in your example, without going beyond the house example, you've now removed your like what you pay for in your
My
house,
million.
and now you've basically created a passive job that you don't have to work for.
Yeah.
Like that alone, to some, and like kind of to me, would be like the lavish lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, same.
you've created a
You don't
situation where you basically owe nothing, and you're getting paid for quote unquote nothing.
And
Yeah.
on top of that, if you really wanted to, if you're a person who can't stay at home and not work, you can still keep your regular job.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
you've created a lifestyle where you almost can do whatever you want. You're still getting paid for the bills
Yep.
you may or may not have. Like that, I would consider that lavish versus like just buying a really big house and then owing money
And
on
then
it.
living. Yeah.
Like that would,
Well, that's what I mean.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's
So,
it's-
so you
the
would get like,
lavish-
up in this area for like a $250,000 home, you could probably rent it out for like $2,200
yeah.
the whole
Oh,
house,
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
probably.
times 5 houses. I mean, you're making, I don't know, quick math off the top of my head, but
10 grand
That's like-
a month off
that's
the
like
houses.
26,000 a year times 5 houses.
Yeah,
So,
you're like
I mean, that's-
125,000 a year. But yeah, I mean, if the house is paid off, you have no mortgage, and then
Plus your
depending
job.
on how you handle like the taxes and all that stuff, you would have to pay some back. So let's say you pay like the 25 back, you could make $100,000 a year not doing a single thing, and that's
and then your
$100,000
job
a
on
year
top
is
of
is
it.
a lot of money to a lot of people, and that could be your job. And now literally every day, you're making 100,000 for the year, you can spend like you're making $100,000 without working, and that's like a really awesome like train of thought to get up and do whatever you want and still be making that much money. Like that's awesome.
Would it be the same thing if you own a building and then rent it out to people for
like
office
an
space?
apartment complex, condo
Oh,
complex.
if you get into office, you're way higher.
Oh, yeah.
The premium for
Yeah.
office space is ridiculous. Just to give you guys an example, I think I probably told you each of you this. Like
You told
at my
me.
normal job, I don't work in an office anymore because they closed it because of how expensive the office space was. So if you think of like Christian, like your apartment there, like literally just your probably more than your living room, but it's like your whole apartment. We had an office that was that much room. Guess how much we paid for that every month?
a lot.
A lot.
$1 million.
$12,000 a month for the same space that you have right there. And we just had basically, no walls, just like space with computer desks.
Well,
So, like,
actually, was it the
Are
same
you
place?
talking just for like a little like 800 square foot like space?
Yeah,
Are
we
you talking,
we
like,
had we
his
had
whole
like a
complex?
single office, not the building that you guys have gone to like a long time ago. It was a different one.
Okay, never mind.
Well, that one was actually way more money because it was bigger. But like, yeah, an office space is way higher. So like, if you get a building where you can rent out like 5 offices, you're gonna make like
Yeah.
60 grand, 80 grand a month. Never mind like at a year. Office space goes for like way higher for some reason or whatever.
So let's put a little twist on it then. So let's say you can't really invest it, like kind of like I said, like you can't buy 4 houses, 5 houses to make money back. You have to spend it on like crazy stuff.
Like materialistic.
You have to spend
you
it on
have to
physical.
like just buy things.
Okay.
So I mean,
You can't buy a home still.
No, you can buy homes, but they have to be for yourself.
Like
Unless it's
one
like-
house.
like
yeah.
a
So
one
pretty
like
much mine's
crazy
locked in deal.
sick nasty house.
No, but like one house. Like you limited your house for yourself, but then you have
Yeah.
to buy.
So mine's a locked-in deal.
Well, yours is fine, but yeah, like
Yeah.
Brian or me
Well, no,
said, like
let-
buy multiple properties.
So in your spin, Brian, is it that all the things are for you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the loan.
Yeah. So
for you,
that's what I was
or
thinking.
I mean,
Or for
that's
you
probably
and,
an
like,
unrealistic
others.
example because no one can ever
Yeah.
tell you that. But like, it's fun to talk about. So like,
Yeah.
if you had to spend $1 million in a day just on things for you, not to say that if you bought a big house, someone can't come over and live there or whatever, but it's like just
Right.
things for you. Like, what would your answer be for that?
I would definitely buy another car. I love my
Yeah,
car. And
I would
like it,
definitely
but
buy
I would
the
just get
first
something
answer
nasty.
I think the
Like-
first answer for everybody
It's
is
gonna
a
be a
sick
fucking
car.
ridiculous
Dude,
car.
Car.
Like my
Like-
just
See,
being in a,
sadly
a
for me,
nasty
I feel
car
like
is just that rush.
The car
So-
I would end up picking would end up taking the whole amount.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I don't. I would get like a not lower end Lambo, but like the Huracan
yeah.
isn't. It's like 200,000.
Yeah, like
like
two to
that's
three-
not-
two to
that's a lot
three,
of
yeah.
money. But like for
How
a
much money is it
Lambo,
for a tank?
a tank.
It depends. I don't know.
I don't know. You might need some like what are they like federal stamp?
Yeah,
thing,
if you get like an
all those
old
other
tank, you
taxes
probably
they
get like
do
an
on
old
them.
tank for like a couple $100,000. If you get like some new crazy thing, it's probably like millions.
I don't know
So-
if you can own a tank.
Here's a thought I had also.
What is
I'd
that?
buy like a
Is
little
it like
a school
smoking
bus.
in your room? What the hell,
What is that, dude? There's a ghost in here.
dude? It looks like your
What
TV.
is that?
It looks like your TV is smoking.
Holy
Oh, I
shit!
think it
I
was-
Oh, no,
see
that's
that.
just a
I
light.
saw
Oh,
that.
It was like a shadow. I seen it too. I was like, dude, there's like a ghost or something or a smoke. I don't know what the fuck that was.
That was crazy.
So $1 million. I don't think this would cover $1 million, but I'll think of something. So I would buy like a brand new school bus, like a big model one,
just stop
and-
it there.
and totally pimp the thing out and just do fucking road trips all the time.
Ooh,
That's
yes,
pretty boss,
that's
dude.
either-
I
That's-
got stuck
I thought
watching
about
like
that.
van builds on YouTube for like a long time,
Yeah.
and like just watching
Yeah.
those, I'm like, dude, that looks so sick.
Right?
You ever
You,
seen-
just
you
like
ever
live
seen
in
the-
it. You
Oh,
just
so
You ever
travel
seen the
wherever you
family
want.
actually make a bus into a home?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I've
Like
seen
all
that.
those van builds,
Yeah.
people build like vans and these big
That's so
trucks
cool.
and stuff, and it's like, yeah, they don't show like the bad parts where it's like, you know, you're shitting in a bucket and you got to empty it and all that stuff, but it's like the aspect of like driving around and having your own little home, like that's pretty boss, and being able to like
So-
design
so
it yourself is
It
really
would
cool.
have a bathroom, right, and a shower. And it'd be like an RV. You just like go to some
Yeah.
campsite
Yeah, you would have to
somewhere
dump
where you
it,
just
yeah.
hook up the hose, you know?
I
Yeah.
just want a life where I just have like no worries and I just can just do whatever I want and just like chill. and
Yeah,
just,
but see
like-
that's where like, I know this example's hard with that, but that's where like the
Yeah,
passive
yeah.
thing comes from, where it's like if you can earn
Yeah.
enough to support your lifestyle and you don't have to work, you did it. But like,
Another sort of dream of mine that I've always had is to buy like a warehouse and make it sort of into like a paintball arena.
Hmm.
it's like
I've
the
always-
warehouse,
I've
that's
always
like
had that
10 mils
idea
this
Yeah,
much.
we
since I was a
talked-
kid.
At this
Yeah,
point,
me
you
and
just
Scott
get
talked
a,
about that.
Dude, my dream
that
for
point,
so
you just-
long has been to build a rec center, but like I call it rec center because it could be a
Multiple
paintball
things.
warehouse, it could be a trampoline park, it can be like a ping pong
Pool tables.
pool table
Yeah.
park, it could be like a game land center. Just like
Just
buy a
everything.
massive like warehouse, like
Building.
you said, and just like hold events or bring friends. Like it just, I don't know, that would just be the most amazing like thing to get up in the morning and just go to this
Yeah.
place that had
Hell
all
yeah.
this stuff.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
at this point, just like get a headquarters for with the boys, and just like
Yeah, I mean,
downstairs will be like their
That's what it
center.
would be. Oh, we should do that.
So-
Our,
so
like,
at this
headquarters
space, right,
would be
I-
like
I was-
a rec center.
Here it is.
I was
We,
working.
we all pool
Go ahead.
our millions together, so we take 4 million and then we buy the warehouse
Oh.
with the 4 million.
And make a board with the boys, like and it's like open to people to come in. We have
I
all
was
these
like-
games and
like
I was
stuff.
live
working,
so good.
long tournaments and like paintball.
That's like literally my dream right now.
That'd be amazing.
Everyone has a GoPro on the head while we're playing with paintball down the rec center.
Oh, we'll just have cameras in the whole freaking place and we just live stream
Dude,
into our YouTube
yeah.
at all times.
Yeah, we'll have all the fucking shit
So,
rigged up everywhere. That'd be
I was
dope.
working at
dope.
this building, and it was a big warehouse, like we're thinking of, right? Like perfect fucking size.
Yeah.
And on the side of it, there was offices. It was a warehouse, and then like the last probably 20 foot of the warehouse was divided into 2 stories, and the top story was all office.
Yeah.
I was thinking of it. I'm like, man, if I had the money to buy this place, it'd be the perfect board with the boys. Or
Yeah, you gotta have the
paintball
offices
arena
to do
set
your
up, like-
edits, do your your brand calls, and
Your
then you just
work.
have like open space. You do like movie
So-
nights, you can do game nights, you can do
I keep an eye on it at all times to make sure it's like going up for sale or something.
But he's like, oh, 5 million, nice.
Then like
Yeah.
Do you get a loan for that from the bank?
every hallway is like trampolines, so we can get there faster.
Oh, Tim, there's literally
People
like the
totally
perfect
wiping
building.
the fuck out.
Oh, never mind. I think they just red X'd it like not that long ago. But the old Nissan dealership in Tewksbury on 38.
Yes. Yeah,
It's been abandoned for so. It's all glass in the front. There's like a drive-in bay in the back where you could like put cars and stuff.
That one?
Oh, dude, yeah, you probably
I
know what it is.
remember.
But I forgot they just condemned it like not that long ago. It's all red X now, which means they're gonna take it down. I was like, how much is this building? Like, I just want this building because it's just a cool
That'd be so
building.
cool.
But dude, that's like
That'd be awesome.
no,
That'd be cool.
that's like an amazing. I've had that dream for like 10 years now to build like a rec center. And especially if you had like a purpose with like this, like the Board with the Boys, and then like that's
feel
like the
like
Board with
like-
the Boys headquarters. But then you can like have people come in. You could have like membership programs too. Then like you make money from that as well.
I feel like it'd just be so much more like easy to do things too. Like you'd be more
Oh my
motivated.
God,
like
yeah.
that's where you
So-
work. You work in a place like that. You could just go in and like you're editing, you're doing stuff, you're filming, and then you're like, I'm like I gotta move around. I'm getting kind of bored. Go do something for a little bit, come back, and then you're like,
It's
you're
just-
fine.
You could literally have something going at all times. You could have
That'd
like
be so cool.
someone streaming. You could have someone playing like these games. You could have like filming some cool, funny videos for something else. Like just like this entertainment complex that was like fun and doing stuff. Not just like like everyone says like, oh, I want like the Fun Factory, like Rob Dyrdek. It was like he did fun stuff for the show, but it was also like an office where he made money doing other things. So it was like something
That'd
like
be
that where you
awesome.
had fun, but you were like doing like it was like gaming inspired. So you had like LAN areas where like these TVs were connected, people
That'd be sick.
streaming. You could have like freaking like Nerf fights like on camera with all these like things and stuff. It would just
It's
be
kind of like it's like a more. It's like a bigger version of like these like houses that they have with these like gaming teams.
like
when
the
they have like the hundred
Yeah,
like the hundred
yeah.
thieves
oh,
and
the
stuff.
100 Thieves
And they have,
compound
like,
is insane.
yeah, they have like this giant house that they're and like all like the people that are on the team like have rooms in the house and they all stream from it. So it's just like a warehouse version of that.
Yeah.
Where you have that going on, but then you have like actual like
Mhm.
games and stuff that we can.
Yeah.
do
Well,
as
they have
well.
like the 100 Thieves compound itself. Like they have the
Yeah.
creator house, but then they have like the compound, which has like a cafeteria and like pool tables and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, we don't need the cafeteria. Like leave the rooms, but then open the middle up to be just like these massive like
Mhm.
warehouse where you can play like dodgeball or like a Nerf gun
Mhm.
fight or something like that. Like just these crazy like random things.
You could host an
Like
NFL
Smash.
game in the middle of our compound.
Yeah. It would just be like,
That'd be
that's me.
sick.
You could do like crazy movie nights or like just anything. Like these active games where people sign up, like magic tournaments and stuff.
Hell yeah.
That'd be so cool.
You could have like Comic Cons and shit there.
It should be like a
PAX
venue.
East-
Well,
Yeah, it
that's
would, it would
what
be a
with voice
venue where you
cons.
could create a
PAX
event
East
that people
hosted-
register
hosted
for.
by
Oh.
Board of the Boys.
You could
Like,
hire a
Skrillex to
DJ
come.
and have a concert.
Yeah. I was
We,
gonna
we
say,
That's
should
what I
make
was
our own. We should make our own convention. Like
Excision
our
and Zomboy. Let's go.
Yeah, literally, you could like have your own
BWTB
convention,
convention.
Yeah, boy with the
Skrillex
boys.
comes.
and then in the back
Annual. Oh.
area, you could have like a stock of like computer parts, and you could do like a computer build
Oh my
station and have like
God. Oh my
have like
God.
videos for building computers, and you could like sell
Oh.
computers. It's like it could be
Damn.
you could expand it in any direction. It would just
You
be
could.
awesome. Like I don't know, personally, that's like why I jump on with you guys every time. Like that's like my goal here.
He hates us. He
And
just
then
wants
it's
to
like
get a warehouse.
drinks on tap.
Well, I don't want a warehouse by myself. I want a warehouse with like a crew
That'd be
that
so
has the
cool.
same
Boys.
vision.
Like literally, like every
The
tap
boys.
is like Jack Daniels or like
Jack
Captain
Daniels.
Morgan Fireballs.
Bombay Sapphire, baby.
Yeah, all the
Better
taps
win.
is just
The high life, baby.
crappy
Let's go.
gin.
Top shelf.
Shitty blue gin.
No, but like
go.
I feel like
Oh,
there's
man.
so many ways to like make money. That's not just like videos and streaming. It's like you could do
See-
like events and like host
That's
like a
the thing,
magic
too.
tournament, and it's like have like we could be the film crew that films like this magic tournament and like have it like go live, and it's like you just have people coming in and like, oh, we're gonna do a ping pong tournament. We move all the tables aside, set up some ping pong tables. Like
Yep.
you could do any type of event.
Anything
If you get like
want in
a
space.
yeah, you could get like a liquor license and have like a little nightclub, which I could get a little crazy, a little dangerous, but
Strippers.
like
It's all like dubstep 24/7.
You get like 100 foot
Nice.
or like 20-foot long stripper pole, floor to ceiling. Yeah.
no,
Like
you
top
could, like,
floor to a bottom floor. You come down. That's how you,
You
get down to the
it
next
would
floor.
actually it would be like kind of like if you've seen like the new version of like the Dude Perfect headquarters.
Yeah.
It's like that. They have like a
Haven't seen
gym.
a
They have like a
newest one,
gym there. Then they have like this big
Yeah.
open field, and theirs is more like sports oriented because that's kind of like their videos. But like
Mhm.
you literally could set something up very similar. Like that building,
Yep.
the school down the street from us, Tim, the Salter School. That building's perfect.
Oh yeah.
It's a little
What's
it's a
it?
little big, but
I'm trying
it's like
what building? What school is it?
It's like right down the street from where Tim's house is. It's on the right side of the road there. It's like it's called the Salter School now.
And then
There's
we
like
get
a
a
big
racetrack.
There's like a big parking lot.
It has a
It's like
huge
after
parking lot,
bridge
and like
thing,
Trying to think of what
the
it
building
is.
is
A
just
go-kart.
the building's
It's really not
way
far.
too big for what we're talking about. But
It's
I
like
mean,
5
it could
blocks
be.
down.
Then we get go karts, and then we can
Yeah.
customize go karts.
Oh, you're talking about that building with like 100 windows. It's like super long.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Right near Raytheon.
No,
It's like before it. It's like 5 blocks
But
down.
but like that
It's not far at all.
it's
same strip.
Right on,
right?
it's
Same-
right on the main road.
yeah, it's right after the Cube Smart place that's there now.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Anyways,
But
it's just like
what was
it's
I
like a
gonna
really
say?
it has an open parking lot. It's like a really
Oh,
big
what was I gonna
square
say?
building. It's just like a
When
perfect
you-
example of it. But yeah, dude, you could
when
have
you said,
go kart,
like-
freaking race. You could.
Yeah.
It would be
When you
like
said like
everything.
when you brought up like there's other ways to make money, like entertainment wise, like I was just brought something that I was thinking the other day, like just trying to like look at jobs and stuff and in different areas and just thinking about
What
stuff.
are you doing with
And
your
it's
arm
like-
there, Tim?
Huh? No, I was scratching my stomach. like every job is either like sales and customer service or like retails in some manner. That's like every single job, and it's just like, oh my god, like I don't want to do that. Like I want to do
Yep.
something different, and that's why like this idea is just like it was so amazing because it's like
Like you're not really like
It's
necessarily
all one
selling
thing.
something.
it's
You're
all the
just-
same
You're
thing.
making
Like,
money
every
having
job
fun
is
at
the
the same
same.
time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the,
like
every
I know,
job is the same
everyone
thing.
everyone says like I want to make money having fun, but it's like this is like the way that like it could
To
be
do it.
done normally, unless you're gonna be like a YouTuber like and just go do crazy stuff and then film yourself. But this is like that, but like structured in an area where we could do games and events and
Mm-hmm.
cards and like we could have some massive like board game night where like 30 people come over. We just have like this massive board game where you like literally couldn't do that anywhere else because you need like a big organized area with like cameras and like. And it's not even that hard to set up. Like, just get a building, have internet, and then we just buy our own stuff, set it up perfectly.
We
like,
could buy like a giant Monopoly board, like life size,
Like a life-size one?
and
That'd be
actually be
cool.
the piece. We could actually be the
It's a
pieces
move
on the
like
board,
this.
and that's just
like the
that's
Brian
just so
piece,
cool.
the Scott, the Tim, the
See,
Christian
all this
piece.
stuff could be made into videos, so it's like
yeah.
the physical doing it is like a way of income,
and
the
like
videos is
buying
way of
a
income.
buying a house, you'd have like one of those giant red
Oh,
houses.
my
Like you just
God. Yeah.
slam it down the
And the-
board.
and the-
it takes
and
like
the-
And then
six
we-
people.
Go ahead,
And then when
Chris.
you go to jail, you actually get arrested. You get the
Yeah,
cops
actually
come.
we call the cops on you, and you fucking
Yeah.
get arrested.
Well, because like even, the idea is not solely like just videos too, because videos obviously is big as what we're doing now, but it's like there's so many other things like the live event type stuff that would be
Yeah.
just so fun that like you could have local people coming in and like having tournaments and like hosting like the video game like like all the time you see probably for like Warzone and other things. It's just like a random person and it's like the Vicstar tournament or something like that, and it's like the one guy Vicstar like creates a tournament that everyone competes in it and then they have money, and so it's like. We could just get some sponsor that wants to give away $20,000 or something, and we have like their brand at the place, and then we just host some tournament, some game tournament for like $20,000, and like all these people come in, and we like have this live video, and it's fun. We have like food and stuff and drinks, and it's like, and somebody wins like $20,000. That's just like a really cool
Mhm.
live event. That's like you have videos from it, but it creates like a physical thing there as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it has two sources of
Yeah, two sort and like.
entertainment and
Yeah, we could get into like
multiple
other stuff.
things
Like I
going
said, we
on.
could get into like freaking like building computers, like a separate thing where we like set up cool computers and like technology things and like I don't know. Yeah, there's just like a ton of areas to like.
You could do so
Yeah.
much.
You could keep going.
And then we're gonna unbox so many PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X.
Yeah, if we're
That's
big enough,
stupid.
you get sponsors. They send you shit.
Yeah, like I said, like it's like not even like just YouTube. It's like I feel like if you have that, the YouTube stuff grows because of what you're able to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like now it's like
Yeah.
we're not struggling, but like we're like putting a lot of work and effort into these things to grow like organically because like we're not doing anything that crazy. We're just trying to make good content. But if you have something that is like basically good content alone, then you just gotta produce the videos because like you
Yeah,
already
right.
have it. We're here, we're trying to
Yeah.
like make our own good content because like we don't have like the crazy stuff.
You know,
we
what I always
can
wanted
have
to do
those
is
strip lights everywhere in the building that you have. Strip lights everywhere above
Yeah.
our doors.
Dude, yeah, if we had our own place, it would be the sickest
It would be so cool.
everything.
it would be cool if because I always wanted to do build a battle bot to have our own battle bot arena.
Battle
That'd be
bots
cool as
arena?
fuck.
Dude, that you could be like, oh,
Bombots
hey
arena
guys,
in real
you could be
life?
like, guys, this week I'm
Bombots,
gonna
guys.
focus on doing battle bots. We're like, all right, have fun, and that's what you work on all week. you film some videos on it. We set up a cool like arena in the middle of a thing. We cage it all off, and
Oh,
then
that's
that's
so
like an
cool.
event. And that's just what we do for like 2 weeks. We just focus on that.
Throw in some Roombas in there. Just like
Yeah. But during the
I've
day, we
seen-
can like stream some games, play some games, schedule like a freaking UFC freaking event the next week where we can invite
yeah.
like some people
Yeah,
and
we get
watch
Dana
it.
White on the phone. We're like, "Yo, Dana, you come down."
I don't know. It would just be
Yeah,
like
I don't think
crazy.
Dana White would come
Yeah,
to our
no, he
Yeah,
wouldn't
probably
come
wouldn't
down.
happen.
He'd probably get in trouble because we'd be like hosting an event for like more than 5 people, and he'd be like, "Oh, you all need to pay."
I would just get retired
It's
fighters.
a dream,
We should
man.
get like Tito Ortiz or something. Fight against Chuck Liddell again.
Oh, we gotta make sure we don't spend more money than we make, but
Yeah, we gotta.
Well, the old
So
fighters.
we might not be able to buy the building and then do all this crazy shit afterwards. We'll probably have to
Mhm.
like focus on content to make the money,
yeah,
and then
that's what sucks. It's like everyone says like, "Oh, well, you don't really need money to make money," but it's like in situations like this, like getting someone just handing you like $5 million. I wouldn't say like, "Oh, I'm rich. I have $5 million. I'm gonna put it in the bank." It'd be like, if I spend 5 million and like build what we just said, and then just go hard on it afterwards, like that's what I would want to put the money into.
Mhm.
It's like,
Mhm.
but it sucks because like the barrier, like you can do it without it, but like having that makes it just so much easier.
I wonder how much a warehouse goes for. I mean,
I don't know. I never looked.
I know, I've never
say
really
you buy,
looked.
I
say
can
you buy-
imagine it's a lot.
say we do get $1 million, $1 million. We buy like a $700,000 warehouse.
Furnish
we have
it.
300,000. We have
Furnish it for a
300,000
third
to spend on how
Well,
we want it to look.
The,
how we want
the
it to-
problem with if
It's a
that
lot.
happened now is that no one's gonna gift it to you. They're gonna give it to you, and you're probably gonna have to like loan sort of, and like basically immediately start paying it back. Or like a lot of like investors, like angel investors, they invest, but you have a time frame. So it's not like a bank loan where you get the money, then you start paying it right away. Like a lot of like angel investors invest it, then like you have 2 years, and then they have to start seeing like investments. It's like if we were to like go to somebody like right now and pitch them on this, we would have to pitch like how the money's going to be made type of thing. So that would be I feel like that would be really difficult right now, even though we have all these ideas.
Mm.
None of it's like concrete.
Like exact numbers and like.
Yeah, we would have to like, oh,
Like,
we can produce.
could do this. We could do all this shit and not make money. And then,
That's what I mean. Like we could produce 2
fuck.
videos a week and do a live event a month, and it's like, okay, all of that makes like $100. But it's like, you kind of need to be established. But it's like I would love if we could like put a pitch together, go down to like some investor area where there's like people
Warren
that have
Buffett or
money.
fucking Bill Gates or something.
Probably not those
Look at
guys,
this.
but like just
Build
some
a rec center.
some like unknown
Sketchy
guy that
aspect,
has
yeah.
money that just wants to invest in like some
Mark
content
Cuban.
thing.
Going Shark Tank.
Not even like guys as big as like Mark Cuban, like guys that like aren't billionaires. You know what I mean? Because at that
Yeah.
point they don't care about you. But like
Like secret millionaires.
yeah, like a secret millionaire that just like has like a goal. He's like, oh, it'd be cool to invest in some content thing or whatever.
That could be a
It'd be
TV
like,
show, Secret Millionaire.
Be like
Well-
Silicon Valley.
Well, the thing is, you need to find someone who has like similar interests, who thinks it's like, oh, that's cool, like, and then they would invest in it.
Yeah, who might want to like be part of it or be a face in it or
Yeah.
something like that. Because no one's just gonna hand you money and be like, oh, well, good luck. Like that just doesn't
Which
happen.
I'd be fine with if we like ever had that opportunity, and the person would be like have like a certain percent of it or something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that because if you can still do,
Yeah,
what
if it
we
wasn't
wanna
like-
do, like that's whatever.
It's that whole
Not like 50%, but like
What's the thing? That's that whole 51, 49%. Like, obviously, if we're going to get someone to invest on, like, we're not going to give them
Yeah.
control of everything because that's pointless.
It'd
But,
be,
like-
it'd be split. So I mean, we'd each have to have at least like there's 5 people, so 20% to have an all even thing. But
Yeah, if
That
I
that,
feel like
if that was it, and
person-
they,
fine.
if that other person owned, 20, and then the rest of us owned equal parts of it, like, that might be okay, depending on what the number was. You can always
Yeah.
restructure it later on if we were successful. We buy that person out or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yep.
happened before.
Mm.
But yeah, we would, like, right now where we have like 37 followers,
Well, we have nothing.
We would-
have no money.
like, our pitch would have to be just like amazing.
and we do have a fan page.
So
Like-
so if we pitch it now, what would we say to our fans? If someone's out there that's
So I'd say, listen,
It's not impossible.
money.
It's you would just need to have like an amazingly mathematical pitch that had
Like really worked out.
you'd have
They
to know.
really
We'd have
worked
to
out.
know our shit. We'd have to get the numbers down.
look at this.
We'd have to get our ideas down without like
and we would have to hit
stuttering.
like markers. So if we said a video a day, a live event a month, we would have to like do those, or we would end up like getting in trouble.
It's like everything just goes on after
Well,
that.
no, it's like
We'll get in
it's like
trouble.
to think about. Like I feel like I'm
Yeah,
thinking
it's
about
a
that
lot.
all the time. Like because that's like the goal of like
Yeah.
doing something like this is having like some sort of like even if it's not like some warehouse, but like starting small, having a studio where like the 4 people go in and you collectively can think and do things together versus like right now we're all like separately texting each other, which is good because we're small, we're starting out. But like having a studio where we can play together, or we can like do I don't know what the word for it is, like create like some sort of event, some interactive thing where even but if it's just the four of us, like having that space helps versus like not having it. Even if we were like go to each other's houses, like that's one part of it, but like having a dedicated space where you could set up cool things and like stuff like that.
At that point though, like if we had a dedicated space like that, I feel like that's like what we do though. That would be like we would be there all the time. Like we wouldn't have like that would be like our job.
Yeah, that would be the job. Yeah.
The thing is, right?
Which
I mean, like we'd have to move our families in there. You know, the girl, the
you
kid.
don't live there. You're not living in.
Well, you said we'd be there all the time.
Well, I don't mean that. Like all the time.
yeah,
Like, that's what you
8
do.
to 10,
If we were
12
to ever-
hours a day.
If we were to ever commit to like a studio, the studio would become your 40 plus hour a week
Yeah,
job, because
yeah.
it would have to be. We wouldn't be able to do it unless we all went full time on it. So that's what's kind of scary, is we'd never be able to do that unless we had enough that paid for the 4 of our bills plus the rent of the place. So I feel like our margin is very far away right now.
It's already slanted, super
So
slanted.
we decided to quit our jobs now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
hey,
mean,
boss, if you
Well,
see
I can
this,
run it. I can run
I
that.
quit.
the only
I'm
way
just
that's
kidding. I don't
possible
quit.
is
I
if
need
you
money,
get
please.
the only way that's possible is like either you're earning 4 of our salaries plus that every month, or you get an investment where it's basically prepays you, and then you have to like, okay, I have 12 months to like get it to that point, or I go back and get my normal job again, which is what usually happens. Is you get some sort of help, either an investor or a loan or something, and you give yourself a time frame, a deadline, and then you just work your ass off towards that deadline and see. Because if you wait until you're earning like what all 4 of us make plus a unit, like that would be like $50,000 a month or something. You know what I mean? Like what would it be to pay all 4 of our bills plus own a place every month? It would be so much money. So if we're already at that point, we're probably already pretty successful. So it's like
True.
you kind of have to start and jump in with help. So with that said, let's start
Unless one
putting
of us-
together our pitch.
Seriously, unless one of us got lucky with like a scratch ticket or something,
Yeah.
we definitely have to have an investor or some help or something.
Yeah, unless we
I
go
don't
back to
buy
why we
scratch
started this
tickets,
podcast. We went from like talking about what would happen
Here.
if we won $1 million to
For the
like
people.
we're just telling everybody what our dream is.
Hey,
That's part of it.
Conversation.
Maybe one of our 37 followers is secret
Yeah.
millionaire, and they'll
Dude,
reach out
yeah,
to us.
if
and
one of you guys are secret
invest.
millionaire, please
Yeah.
DM us.
So that's Brian's
No.
mom, my aunt, Christian's friend, and okay. So if one of those people,
and then 25
Well,
other
the thing
renegades.
is, we would have to start like a Patreon or something like that. Or,
a lot of people do
Or
that.
GoFundMe.
OnlyFans.
No, you wouldn't do a GoFundMe.
No, only fans.
No, you wouldn't do a GoFundMe, because a GoFundMe, it's
We
like
could.
you promise something at the end, where the Patreon is like they
Yeah, I promise a sick ass building.
for us.
Anybody who donated,
For us.
anybody
Yeah,
who
but it'd be
donated
for you
money to
eventually.
it is allowed to come in for free.
Well, that's like
Anyone that donates will be able to come and look at a sick ass building.
But that's like what the Patreon does. Is the Patreon, they support you every month in their endeavor, and then you
Yeah.
give them a little bit something. So everyone who like pays $10 a month on Patreon gets like a live Q&A with you every month or something like that. So it's like you give them a little something, and then they help support you every month so you can get there.
They'll get a sexy picture at the end of the month.
You could do that.
Sexy Tim, different outfits.
Sexy Tim picture.
Dude, it's like on YouTube and stuff like that, to join these pages, to join like these random streamers where it's like you
Oh,
pay
yeah.
$5 a month. Some of them have like perks where it's like you get an extra video. Most of them it's just like, oh, you get a badge and access to live chat. So like you're paying $5 a month just to like talk in this
Talk to
chat window.
people.
And it's like,
Just
Yeah, it
to be
was
a
like Twitch.
community.
well, yeah, Twitch is like that. Obviously, you sub, and then you get nothing from it unless that person like gives you a free shirt or something. But typically, you just subbing, and then you just get to talk to other people while you're watching that person. So it's like you're not really getting much value from it, except for like from the person, which I don't know why you have to pay in the first place. But like for the people that do it right, for like the groups, like the I don't know whatever, like the fun houses and like the quarter digitals, like those ones where it's like a group that
Kinda funny.
provides entertainment, like. They're like Patreons and stuff. They give you like free videos, or they give you like live streams and stuff like that. So like I feel like if you set up a plan where you're giving value and then asking for like money in return for it, then it's not impossible. It's not just like, please give us money so eventually we can get what we want. Like that's not.
And then eventually we can give
We
out
can
some
try.
sweet shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as merch is like everybody does merch, but I mean that
Yeah,
could
but they
be
don't
that could be
have the
something.
boy shirt.
We're just not
Or
there.
mug.
Or
Yeah.
the boys merch.
A mug.
If you're interested in Board the Boys merch, let us know.
Yeah, just let us know. We'll make some shirts with Tim on it.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's interested or knows of someone who's interested in that kind of venture, I mean,
Just
hit us up.
Photoshop Tim's head on like.
Go start
dude's
small.
body.
Start with merch. You know. Anybody wants to front us a couple thousand to make some shirts and sweaters
and then buy one.
hats? And then you got to buy one. You got to rep it yourself. You know. So.
And then you have to buy all of them. So we
If
can
someone
make
wants to
sure.
like buy shirts for us to sell back to you, I mean, we're game. We're game.
And so we can pay you back.
So we can pay you back eventually. Yeah.
Like
Like if
you
you buy
give
it,
us money, we use that money to make shirts. You buy the money off us, and then the money you gave us to buy the shirts, we give
We'll
back
pay
to
that
you
back.
again.
yeah. But then we have shirts,
There we go.
so we can then sell to other people.
Oh, that's
we can
perfect.
get the
Everyone-
money
yeah,
for
that
it.
works. That works, right?
All you need is $1,000.
It's foolproof.
That makes sense.
I think between the four of us, we can come up with $1,000.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then when we can like this actually be cool. Like if we can get like a Patreon going, then we can have like saying, "Oh yeah, we'll do it Among Us," which us four included inside that. Was it like 10 players?
That's
Yeah, 10-person max.
That's something that not that many people do. That's like an awesome idea. Not the Among Us idea, but including the people that, because a lot of times what they do is like, we'll include your name in a video, or like, you know, some people's like, thank you to our Patreons, and like that's like their thing. But like setting up on a live game session, because not all the companies
or
are.
you physically get to come meet us. Like, we'll pay for your fucking ticket or something.
Oh, whoa,
no,
whoa,
I think
whoa.
they gave, no,
Jesus.
no, I think they give out like the
That's when we
gamer
get
tags and
bigger,
stuff
when
like
we have
that.
a lot of
But like, yeah,
Patreons.
for like gaming specifically, to like to do a live stream game like an Among Us with like the people that are supporting you, like that's a really cool like perk. Because if the people actually like you and then they get to play with you, like that's kind of cool.
No, well, I think they some Patreons are actually giving his the gamer tags and whatnot. Like
What?
What?
just the gamer tag, like yo, you get my Xbox.
Be like on a
gamer
friends
tag.
list or
Oh,
something.
but see that
Yeah,
I don't know. That's where like
Yeah.
you're skimping out on what
Skimping.
you're giving that person.
You're skimping,
Yeah.
guy.
You're skimping, dude.
You're skimping. You know what I mean? Like
come on, don't skip.
I don't know. I feel like if we were to do it, you have to like care about that person. Like everyone says they care, but then when they offer something like, "We'll give you my gamer tag," and then when the person declines every game invite they send you, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's like a line of like doing something like for them because you care, like playing a game with them, or doing a Q&A where you're all like we're all live on one camera and they can ask us questions live and we have to answer them. Like that kind of stuff's cool because they
Or
get
playing
something
Warzone.
directly from it.
It's like a physical interaction with us.
Yeah, like that stuff's cool. Like I don't know, I feel like I still
Except
feel like
not
we're
Not physical, but you know.
I still feel like we're
Just
small
us.
for that kind of stuff, but I feel like there
That's
is.
what I was like when you say all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, like who the fuck wants to play with
Well, no,
us?
yeah,
So,
I
okay.
don't think we're there yet. No, we're still working our way, but I
So-
feel like those
so
things are all
what-
practical. You just like for the people listening, like
yeah.
we want to do it right. So like, give us time, and we want to
Our
like
intentions
give
are
value.
good.
So
They're
so
there.
scenario, like so if we do have that amount of money and they give it to us, what kind of stuff would we give to them? Like
Garlic
what's
bread.
our
garlic bread, garlic
I don't know.
knots.
It's like
Insane
garlic
amounts
bread.
of
Like,
fresh. We'll
what-
hire
what's
a
a
chef that makes
$1
bread.
for every garlic knot. So if you give us like $15 a month, we'll send you 15 garlic knots.
and then a coupon?
If you give us
if
like $2 or
Each
$3 or
has 15
$4,
nuts.
you get extra garlic in your nuts.
Yeah, and then we
Extra garlic in your nuts.
so we think we're funny.
Nazi.
We go ahead, we sign on to that before we realize that like one garlic knot's like $1.50.
All
And
these
then we're
people
like, oh
"Idiot,
fuck! Every month we're like losing half of what we get in.
fucking garlic nuts.
Garlic nuts. Yeah, thanks,
Oh,
Christian.
man.
Christian, you just lost us all our money.
You just like
Yeah.
killed
No
us
dipping sauce,
financially.
though. Dipping
the
sauce
first
is
bitch, we're
additional.
just like garlic nuts.
Well, no, I mean,
We
it's,
come across-
it's the stuff we just.
We come across $1 million. Christian instantly signs a garlic knot contract with somebody.
Good deal, guys.
Doesn't Reedy just signs a contract? He's like, what is this? Garlic nuts. Like,
that
all
pretty
right.
much gets all our $4 million together and just gets us garlic
Yeah.
nuts.
I mean,
Four-
to answer
$4
your
million
question,
worth of garlic
to answer your
nuts.
question, it's the things we were just saying. Like we do gaming and we do podcasting, the other things. So like, what we would give if we were like, oh, we'll give you a free lesson on friggin' fishing. People are like, what? That makes no
Piano
sense.
lessons.
So it has to be related to like what we do. So like we do gaming, so we would
What?
have to offer something gaming wise. Either like every month we do a like a physical game giveaway. So we give somebody a code to get a free game on Steam, or we play with them together on.
Or yeah,
on, like, Among
for a
Us or
whole day
something.
we'll
Well,
play
we have
with
to get
those
funds
people.
from them.
But no, I mean, like, if you get enough patrons where you get like $100 a month in Patreon dollars, and you buy a game for like $50, like, yeah, you lose money, but then you're like giving them incentive to keep going. So like, as long as you're still positive and you give them something to like get from it. But yeah,
Or
to
do
answer your question, it would
giveaways.
have to be gaming. We can't just do like random stuff. Yeah, garlic
Yeah.
nuts.
You can come to
sounds
our
funny,
sick
but-
ass building.
Yeah.
Throw garlic knots out the window at you when you arrive.
Yeah, you can
and then
bring
have to
your
leave.
garlic nuts.
We'll own the place that makes garlic knots, and we can deliver them to you.
Oh, what if you get so many
Chris just
garlic
wants to
knots?
be Domino's and like just deliver pizzas to people.
No. You give them garlic knots, right? And then when you
sweet.
come to our building, you can trade in the garlic knots as like a form of
A
currency.
garlic knot
It's-
is like a
It's
ticket.
the boy with the boys
Alright,
currency,
it's like
garlic knots.
Yeah, and you
Oh no,
trade them
like
for
you
sick
can-
when,
you can
merch.
either-
when we
get
give
you-
them the code to the free game, it's like there's one letter in each garlic knot, and they have to like figure out how to assemble it.
Each garlic knot
Yeah,
is
our
eat
first, our first
each garlic
shirt
knot is a
comes
letter,
out, it's gonna
so
have
it
a
spells
garlic
out the
knot
code.
on it. No
Dude,
one's gonna
that should be like our new
do
thing,
it.
and it, like in 10 years we'll have to explain like how that started, and we're like
Our
it'd be a cool
garlic knot
story.
tea.
And then
They're like, I'm
everyone,
gonna-
everyone gets their garlic knots and they just eat it. They're like, but we just ate it. It was like, well,
And then they all get
that's-
their garlic knots in a bunch.
Each garlic
Oh,
knot
man, I
is
hate that.
is a letter to the code.
Yeah.
So you
then
have to
that-
send them like 30 garlic knots.
Say there's like a 30 digit code. It's just like a bucket of garlic
It's
knots. You're like, what
the
the fuck?
Yeah, you have to put it in the right order and shit.
Oh,
They're
God.
like,
fuck.
yeah, that's physically impossible to put 30 digits together randomly to get this code. And be like, oh well.
Like, how many
Good luck.
combinations is that?
Make sure you don't
Oh,
eat one because
God.
then you're fucked.
How many combinations is that? Well, if it's letters and numbers, you have what? 10 letters, 26 numbers, so 36 to the power of 30.
I was just trying to think of that too. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it would be 36 to
Just
the,
lost
to the
me a
30th power, which is, you can Google that if you want, but that's probably ridiculous.
oh,
Is it that?
Lost me
Or
a
is
power.
it just time?
I think that's how it works.
Holy
I'm
shit.
not good at maths.
Either way, it's a lot.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
we
that's
just
what it
shit
is.
ton.
dude, like you just gave me an
Garlic
idea.
knot.
We just, you know how like Popeye chicken comes in like a bucket. We just have garlic nuts, a bucket
Bucket of knots.
Yeah, I
of
guess.
knots.
Bucket of gnats.
Subscribe to our Patreon. You get a bucket of knots.
Yeah.
What? Ah, garlic knots in a bucket.
Yeah, that'll be like our new
Get
title.
off.
It's like Bull with the
Oh,
Boys,
shit.
and we're just like, bucket of gnats.
Sponsor.
And you can't eat any of the nuts because they'll
Sponsored
end
by
up losing
fucking-
a letter.
You get
Sponsored
free
by like a
plate.
garlic
Digit.
knot company.
Yeah, the
or
letter's not like a
something.
piece of paper. It's like the shape of like the garlic inside. So if you eat it, you just fucked.
We could be sponsored by like Wonder Bread or something. And they give us the bread to make garlic knots.
I don't know how to make garlic knots.
Yeah, I don't think you make it with Wonder Bread, Brian. Come on.
You know what?
You just
the
take a
F
slice
I'm
of bread and
talking-
you just fucking mush it up, like put garlic on it.
You
throw it
like
in the
make a
oven.
knot out of it. Put some garlic
Here's
in
how
You
it
know
there.
what
All
I'm talking about.
trying to tie it up.
Relax.
right, so we're not gonna make our own knots.
No, all right.
No,
Just
we
again,
are.
We ruled that out. We ruled it out. That's good. We're making
We need
progress.
wheat, yeast.
And then we'll
Wheat,
actually have
yeast.
shirts that say bucket of knots.
Bucket of
Waste.
gnats.
We go west to find the garlic knots.
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
That's what they are. West.
You suck.
You just said west, didn't you?
No, I said wheat
Knots.
and yeast.
He said wheat
Yeah,
and
he said-
yeast. That's all you need to make garlic knots. Even though he said buy Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread garlic
That
knots.
just remind me of a part in Bull Rat
Bull rat.
when he's studying
Bull
when he
rat.
when he went in the neighborhood. Not in the neighborhood. It was when he's doing the jokes,
Is this the new
and
one?
then he's like,
Yeah, I've
I
seen the
would
new one.
no one's seen this new one.
Is it
I've
the new
seen
one or
the
the
old
old
one.
one?
It's the old one.
Oh,
When he
okay,
went to a
okay.
guy to get jokes to tell Americans, and then he's like, he's supposed to say something and go, not.
Oh yeah.
Garlic knots.
Gnats.
Wow, that was nuts.
What were we talking about?
Garlic knots. I have no idea, dude.
Oh,
Garlic knots.
What we were gonna give
Did you
people for our
mind, man?
Patreon.
Oh yeah, garlic
Yeah.
knots. Yeah.
Yeah,
Garlic
garlic
knots.
knots. That's it.
No one else is doing
And then,
it.
and then subscribe.
If
Subscribe
any
again and
potential
you get,
sponsors are listening, they're like, yeah,
mozzarella
we're
sticks.
gonna pass on these guys.
Like we were
Wonder
kind of
Bread.
into it at first, and then they just went way left, and we lost
Yeah.
it. We lost it.
And then you get mozzarella sticks.
What mozzarella?
Christian just
So
wants to start.
actually-
Christian wants to start
What are
a
you saying?
restaurant.
Sort of to tie this together, right? So you get $1 million. You buy $1 million worth of garlic knots,
Oh,
and then sell them all for like 50 cents more or $1 more than what you bought them for.
you double it. You double your money.
Double your profit. We can make a huge garlic knot warehouse.
Like we
don't
end,
even-
we can just buy like
no, like we
garlic
end
nothing
up
to do-
doing
nothing to
everything
do
we
with
said,
games.
but it has nothing to do with gaming. It has to do with like garlic knot production.
selling garlic nuts.
Garlic bread and
Dude,
garlic knots.
dude,
Like
do you
all the
think,
offices are like cold calling people trying to get
We have
garlic
like
knot
huge
sales.
conveyor belts with like automatic things that coming up and down making garlic
We're
nuts. We
getting
have
our
like an incinerator
brand
and
of-
shit.
Garlic
do you
knots
think,
sold in
do
big
you think
box
our
stores.
stock prices will go up?
Yep.
Our stock
Board with the
prices.
knots.
Well, we would
We're not
have,
going-
The garlic
we're not
knots?
going
we would have
public,
to
we're
go
not
like
going public.
we would have to like
Garlic-
IPO our freaking
We're not
company
doing
to
that.
have
Garlic
stock
knots
price.
with the boys.
Garlic knots with the boys.
Like
Yep,
I've always
exactly.
wanted to do a public offering on a company, but I didn't know it would be from a garlic knot production
Garlic
company.
knots. We'll be the biggest in North America.
Like, you guys got your warehouse. We're like,
Garlic
yeah, it's a little different than we originally had imagined, though.
This
We have
is
the
not
we have the
what we were
warehouse, but it's mostly full of like wheat and yeast
No,
and
no,
yeast.
Wonder Bread.
doing.
It's
And
like,
Brian's
piles-
this is where the
piles of
Wonder Bread
garlic
is over
nuts.
here. This is the Wonder Bread. Here's the yeast. Here's a sales corner. It's
We just have
Christian.
piles
don't
of
worry.
garlic nuts like in the warehouse.
Yeah, we don't put them in packets. We just have like stacks of them on the ground.
He's like, all right, they're done. Just throwing them into a corner.
People come in, we just put them in like a bag or like a half packet.
How many garlic knots you want? All right, just here you go. Here's a bucket of knots.
Yeah, one bucket of
Throw it
nuts.
down. You scoop them up off the ground.
Yeah, like
throw 'em.
the front is like a restaurant for some reason. People come up and order. You're like one bucket of nuts.
Just open a door.
Someone
There's all
comes in.
You just have like Home Depot buckets. It's like
yeah.
You get a garlic knot shooter, you fucking shoot it at people's faces.
What if someone comes in and is like, do you got anything else but garlic knots?
Like, get the hell out of here.
Like, what do you do? What do you think we do? Play games? What do you get out of here?
It's like when that duck walked up to a lemonade stand. You ever hear that song?
You got any grapes?
Yeah, got any grapes? Bump, bump, bump. So when a guy walks up to a garlic knot
Garlic
stand,
knot stand.
he's like, hey, got any grapes?
And then we can make our own.
Fucking Tim.
Got it.
We can make our own video game. It could be like the garlic knot simulator.
Oh shit!
You're
It's
just
like
shooting
that- it's-
garlic knots.
Like
It's
you're
like that.
you're in like a
that game lemonade stand, except you sell garlic knots and you have to make them and put them in the oven and shit and bake them.
or it's like
Oh, you are
or it's
the
like a
garlic
garlic knot war, and you're a garlic knot having to fight for the lives of your garlic buddies.
The garlics are not.
What?
You got
The
like the
garlics are not?
extra crispy garlic versus the extra garlic knots.
Yeah,
It's like
Get a war between Wonder Bread.
it's like a garlic knot simulator, but like you put it on, it's just a live stream of the factory making garlic knots.
we just like put a camera in there and then like
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
people to download the
That's
game.
the game. It's just a live
You're
stream.
like, man, it feels so real. You get the VR version too. You actually
Oh man!
Yeah, you get to like feel garlic knots like this. You're like, oh, look at all these
Yeah.
garlic knots.
well technically it's like a dude at the factory with the GoPro on his head.
Yeah,
making
yeah,
garlic
following,
knots.
walking around.
Yeah, and the VR headset has like a bottle that comes out and just sprays garlic in your mouth.
Ah, that's terrible. Yeah,
Oh shit!
This is the worst game
that's
ever.
awful.
It's like a full like
Oh,
4D like video game.
Sponsored by Wonder Bread. Fucking
Fucking Wonder Bread. Oh my
Hey, if we get
God.
Wonder Bread as a sponsor, we've made it.
Yeah, I mean Wonder
We've
Bread.
started
like,
it. We're
they're-
good.
They're up there, man.
It's gonna be like a gamer, but garlic knot factory. You know that that
I
movie.
think we're gonna
Gamer?
end the stream.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
the podcast.
The
But
Gerard
it's
Butler.
garlic knot factory.
Willy
You can
Wonka
talk
and the
back to your
Charlie Knox
boss.
factory.
Screw you! You actually get the guy fired and stuff.
It's like
So
Willy
basically,
Wonka and the
like
Garlic
boss
Knot Factory.
simulator, garlic nuts.
No, but it's actual people. Like you know how Gamer was in the movie.
Yeah.
Like you're actually they thought they were fake soldiers, but they're actually real people.
Yeah.
You just take over the mind of a garlic knot factory worker.
Yeah, there you go.
You take over the mind of a
Oh.
garlic knot.
Of a physical garlic knot?
I was-
It's like
He's
bloop, you
brain
go in
dead.
there, you just a piece of
Yeah.
bread, and then you just like, go brain dead.
Oh shit!
Because like, oh shit, bread doesn't have an IQ.
Brain
yeah,
doesn't
so many
have.
Brain doesn't
You
have
get so many
garlic.
people in the hospital for like they're in
Because they've injected their conscience into a garlic knot.
they're in coma.
It swaps it.
This
So now
guy's
we
been
have like
in
a
coma
bunch
for
of like.
20
There's a bunch of
Garlic
garlic knot
knots that
like
have
brained
brains.
people walking around.
Oh my
They're
god.
constantly smelling garlic all the
They're
time.
constantly just walking
Garlic
into
knot
ovens
zombies.
trying to get cooked, climbing into people's mouths.
trying to get eaten.
They just
Eat me.
all these garlic knot people are just climbing into malls.
They're throwing themselves into people's mouths.
Their only existence.
Yeah, they're
is
just like
be
always
eaten.
jamming their fingers in people's mouths. Like they're like, what is wrong with these people?
Oh shit!
Man, that's all it takes, man. You just give us $4 million.
This
and
conversation.
that's what's gonna happen. We'll have
If-
garlic knot people walking
If
around.
you want in, let us know.
This took
Dude,
a
this
wild
is an investment
turn.
that you don't want to miss.
we got some crazy ass ideas.
Yeah, remember that
Let's
cool
go.
board game
We just
idea
invented
and some other
something
games idea? This definitely
Board with
blows it out of the
knots.
water.
Dude, we just started with garlic knots. Who else? We can start up. What's the
Give
next
us
thing?
another hour, and we'll think of something else.
I don't know what we're doing playing games. We should be getting
Making
started on the
garlic
garlic knots.
Who's gonna
Yeah.
buy the first oven?
Are they?
It's just expensive.
So wait, we should make it interesting. And instead of garlic KNOT, it's garlic NOT.
like not.
Garlic
They're not
knots.
That's what
actually
you said.
garlic.
So we don't
That's what I
like
kept
we're not
saying.
actually.
I know,
no, we're like
I
we're
know.
not actually producing them. Like it's all just fake.
Yeah, it's not actually garlic.
And it's
knots.
actually GARLICK. NOTS.
Garlic.
garlic.
Knots.
Garlic knot.
No, but it's like NAUGHT. Garlic.
Not like nothing. Like like there's no garlic in it.
It's like the whole thing is just like a fake thing, and it's like, well, what are you? Like, we don't even know. We put a lot of
Like, how
time
you
into this
making
thing
money? We
that's
have no
not a
idea.
thing.
Oh fuck!
We actually don't know how we got
All
this
right.
far.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Garlic knots. Good question,
Getting-
Brian. Thank you for
getting kinda
asking
long
about
here.
garlic knots.
yeah.
That was your
Dude,
question,
like
right?
this is a great, yeah. Like we had the great experience to actually go through the garlic knot factory, become a garlic knot.
You are one with the knots.
You are one with the knots.
knots.
And that's how we'd spend $1 million. All right,
Yep.
Yeah.
see you guys.
Answered your
Podcast is
question,
over.
Brian.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Tune in next week to see how we'd spend $2 million.
Tune in next week to see the actual mind of a garlic knot.
Yeah, next week we're all gonna be like VR, like garlic knot heads on a podcast.
So
Or,
before
garlic knots.
next week's podcast, we got to get green screens, and then we got to get garlic knot backgrounds.
no, we gotta get green screen faces and just do like garlic knots where our faces is supposed to be.
or like all our chairs are filled in with garlic knots.
We sit
Just-
on garlic knots for
Just
No, no,
throne-
it's
a
just
throne
there's
of
just
garlic
garlic
There's
knots.
just
knots
garlic
right
knot
there.
people, and we just
Yeah.
provide the sound from off screen.
There's replicas of us, but only made with garlic knots.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Or we just get like garlic knots toasting in an oven, and we just film the whole time, just talking over it. Well,
We
it
just start doing like
opens
garlic
up-
knot ASMR.
If
Do you
we-
guys
I
do you
wish,
guys actually like garlic knots? I mean, like, what if we do this and we don't like
Oh,
garlic?
Yeah, I like garlic
It's
knots.
okay.
If you like
What
garlic
are
bread,
you
if you
talking
like
about,
garlic
man?
bread and like a mozzarella sticks, well, not all of them have cheese. Some of them have cheese in them, but
I wish we edited these videos and see if we had like a garlic knot counter to see how many times we've said garlic knot.
Oh,
It's
man.
probably-
dude,
it's a lot of times.
don't tempt me.
It's a lot of times.
I like it. That's a
This
good garlic
podcast is
knot
gonna take a
idea.
lot longer to make, but it's gonna be worth it.
There's just a
Garlic
garlic
knots?
knot counter on the bottom.
All right.
That's gonna be the title. 1 million on garlic nuts.
Well, the good part is, I mean, we started the garlic knot conversation a little more than halfway through,
now,
so you just have to
I
like.
think now we're at time, so we can probably cut it
Yeah.
there. This is
Talking about nonsense.
I don't even know how to
Don't go to
know how to
other
label this
providers.
podcast. It's like, how would we spend $1 million? Our dream for
$1 million
the channel.
garlic knots.
Slash
dream-
garlic knots.
Our dream for the channel, and then garlic knots. Just
The
garlic
million,
knots.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh,
what
no,
it is.
no.
And
Uh,
garlic knots.
single $1
Spending-
million garlic
No.
garlic knot.
No, it's spending $1 billion on anything else, not or something like that.
No, you combine it. Spending $1 million on our dream of garlic knots.
That'll get some
I think
clicks.
it's time to cut it.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, hope you enjoyed it. If you're still
Oh,
here, then
shit.
you're a true fan. We appreciate you.
Yeah, what are you? That's
It's a
Um,
long conversation.
We got for
Yeah, I don't know why you made it
garlic
this
hats,
far.
garlic knots, mugs, garlic knots, toilet seats. We got
What?
garlic knots, couches. We got
So you
garlic
say
knots.
toilet seats?
We got everything. We got garlic knots, tables. We got garlic knots, the knots.
All right,
All
Christian's losing
Come
it.
soon.
We gotta end this before
All right.
Christian is
Christian's
officially
going
gone.
off the
All right.
rails. He tends to do that at the end of every episode.
All right. We'll see you on the next
And
one.
right before we're
Thanks for
recording.
tuning in.
See ya.
Good
Thanks so
night.
much.
Bye.
Not.
Like, subscribe. Have a good
Facebook,
night and day.
Twitter,
wherever you're watching
YouTube.
this.
Cereal boxes.
Instagram.
Um,
Buy our cereal.
Good
All right.
Buy our doorbells.
night, good morning, good evening, good
Peace.
afternoon.
All right.